One day I was walking down my street, as I never do, and saw my local Amazon facility. At the facility, there was a sign posted that said, 10 Amazon products gone horribly wrong. Please enjoy the video. If you've seen Amazon related product videos before, you probably know what tiny hands are. And by the images that are shown, it doesn't look too bad. This one in particular is called the Fourth Castle Micromedia Tiny Hands Funny Gag Prank Novelty Item 3 inches long. It's a very long title, but unfortunately, this one has 2.5 stars for a very valid reason. Looking at the reviews, they're pretty much the same. People are saying they broke within 2 minutes, 5 minutes, broke instantly. It's really crazy. It's just horrible quality and just really poorly made. And you can also see by these product reviews with pictures that 2 people had broken hands straight out of the box. So it really isn't worth your time nor your money, and it's definitely a product you should stay away from. If you're a fan of Overwatch, then you definitely know who Diva is. And honestly, this product looks pretty okay for a $20 action figure. I mean, it doesn't look too bad, right? Well, the Good Smile Overwatch Diva Figma action figure is not $20. Instead, it's $68.89. It also only has a 2-star rating. And why is that? Well, that's because Diva apparently doesn't like having her hair. For one of these users, Diva came without having hair at the front of her head at all. And for another one, she had it, but it just kept falling off. Along with, they also mentioned that the action figure has joint problems. So yeah, definitely not worth the $68.89. If you're a fan of remote control tanks, this is definitely not the product for you. The Hyunchi Radio Remote Control IR Infrared Battle Tanks with sound and light set of 2 only costs $49.99 with $16.99 for shipping. So essentially $67. Plus it has a lovely rating of 2 stars out of 5. One of the reviews states that the batteries didn't even fit in the tank, and they had to pay $13 to send the item back. The next review, for some reason, gives the tank 3 stars, despite having one tank with a loose battery that stopped working. So essentially they rated the item 3 stars, while technically only getting half of what they paid for. Honestly, I wouldn't risk my money buying this. It just seems like a horrible deal. If you didn't expect this pen to work, then you'll surely not be shocked either way. The Rhode Island Novelty Electric Shocking Pen, Gag and Novelty Toy, 1 per order, has 2.5 stars with 317 reviews. A majority of the reviews say these are horrible products, don't buy these, and they don't even give you a shock. Not only does it not shock, thanks to this review, they also let us know it doesn't function as a pen. So there's a pretty good chance that you're buying a useless product if you get this. If you're looking for a horrible yet hilarious stress reliever, this pig is for you. But still, I recommend otherwise. First off, I find it kind of hilarious that the product image is a stock photo. Secondly, all the negative reviews say that the pig's head just like immediately comes off after you squeeze it. And that's pretty funny considering that this toy is made for people to squeeze. And also, it sounds pretty morbid when you think about it. So the squeaking pink toy pig realistic squeezing fun, easy to grip rubber pig stress relief bath toy, I don't recommend you get it. And why is that? Quality wise, it seems pretty horrible. There's like a good chance that you can accidentally just rip the head off, and it needs to be strong if it's meant for squeezing. Next, we have an RC Spider. When first looking at this, it really looks fine. I mean, it looks good quality, it looks nice, it's got a really stylish design, and I think it works well. So the thing about this is that there's only 1 review, right? And it's got 1-star rating, horrible. And that's because it's missing a leg. It looks great quality, but the fact that it has a low rating and there's an image of the leg clearly missing, I can't trust that this product will be good. And I definitely don't recommend it because of that. But just remember, this is definitely a subjective list and it's not objective. Some items may not have many reviews, and you have to form your opinions based off of what you believe, or if you actually try the product out for yourself. But just from the reviews and kind of like the overall feeling of quality, I don't feel like I recommend this product, despite the cool design that it has. Next we have another shocking product, and that's shocking gum. But guess what? It doesn't actually shock. Isn't that really sad? Honestly, like, the biggest problem with shocking products is that most of the low-rated ones are because they don't shock properly, or they don't shock at all. And honestly, this is pretty horrible. Like, if you're buying gum that's supposed to shock and it doesn't do anything, that's just a major rip-off of your money. The time you have to wait for the product, it's just horrible, especially something edible, right? Because you're waiting for it. Like, what does it taste like? What does it feel like? Right? And waiting for that, and waiting all that time, oh man, that just really sucks. Next, so these types of game consoles are pretty much the worst gaming thing you could buy off of Amazon. Essentially, they're just collections of ROMs. Like, you might get like a console that says 25 games in one, and it could be just 5 games repeated 5 times. But this one in particular, it just straight up doesn't work. Look at the reviews. And there's only one here, right? There's the exact same one, just a different color, and it has the same problem. There's also a version that is $30, and people are saying it stops working after like 3 hours, or just doesn't work either. So this is definitely just like one of the worst products you can get. These in general are just so horrible. Like it's crazy that they're even allowed to be sold on Amazon. So the last horrible product was about these game consoles that don't work. Now we have game consoles that are just downright misleading. Like, in the thumbnail for this console, it shows a DS game. It shows like the Super Mario DS game, and all of the screenshots, that's nowhere to be found. And all the reviews, the only thing shown is like Super Mario Brothers for the NES. Like, honestly, it's baffling how this is allowed on Amazon, since it is literally like misleading, and it is false advertising, and it's something that really shouldn't be sold on there. And there's also like a bunch of clones of it. It's weird, like a bunch of different consoles that are basically the same thing, and even if they're different companies, will use the same image. It just seems like so no effort put into it, and that makes it seem even more horrible. Next, we have a product that actually looked promising. The Pin Play Arcade Game Console 1080p, 3D and 2D games, 2,260 in one, Pandora's Box, Kit Classic Arcade Game Machine, 2 players, arcade machine, arcade joystick support, expand 6,000 plus games, King of Fighters in parentheses. Looked promising. What's the difference between, say, a console like this and like a little handheld? Well, this system at least has some horsepower to it, right? You can play 1080p 3D games. You can play like emulated PlayStation 1 games instead of emulated NES games. So the biggest problem here is that the quality is bad for the price. So the total cost is $229.99, right? And this machine has a rating of 2.5 stars out of 5. And honestly, that's really bad. The first negative review says that the cable that came with it was terrible, and the display wasn't working great, and the sound quality just was horrible. Then the second review says they bought a second arcade, it worked like once, and now it no longer works. So it seems like the quality of this overall product is really low. And if you're paying $230 for an arcade machine like this, like a non-official arcade machine, then you should definitely be getting the quality that you deserve. This just doesn't seem like it's worth it for the price. And the fact that it's so expensive definitely makes this the most horrible item on this list. And if you'd like to see more Amazon related content, make sure to hit that bell and subscribe as well. Would you be interested in another horrible Amazon list? Let me know down below, and I'll surely make one if you guys want to see more. Thanks for watching. Bye.